Good afternoon. I'm remiss in that I did not tell you that this morning I weighed in at 86.8 kilos. That would be um, that would be 191 pounds, 6 ounces. Yay! So I am within 2 days of completing a year of a diet that people told me, well, you're going to lose bone mass. You really need to eat fruits and vegetables, and you're going to lose your muscle mass. And no, didn't happen. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of things I lost, but they were all bad. so uh, I was able to share a PDF today with a friend of ours. She's an older lady, lost her daughter to one of the events in the last couple of years, unnamed. And she's going through some stuff right now. You know what? Um, we had told her we were going to get her a copy of the diet. I finally decided I was going to write it up. And I'll be putting out an English translation. I wrote it in Spanish first. And, you know, I don't know if she's going to follow the diet. I think she wants to. She seems to want to live for her granddaughter. And the thing is that the diet kind of brought Isabel and I together with a lady who really needed to let go of some stuff that was bugging her. And wow, you know what? At the end, she said, "Thank you for listening. You're the only people who have listened to me in the last year and some odd." And I went, whoa. Yeah, I reckon that's true from the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I think that's the name of it. It's a book by a guy named Stephen Covey. 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, or Highly Effective People, Highly Efficient People, something in that. He says a lot of people don't listen. They will listen to enough and then want to tell you about their story. Instead of just shutting your mouth and listening. In fact, if you want to talk at all, try to repeat back what they said to you so that they know that you heard them. That's an interesting technique. I don't like the word win arguments that way, but I have been able to, let's just say, discuss issues with people who probably need to go back to their drawing boards and reevaluate what they think and believe and why, which is entirely more important than winning something. Yeah, when I was young, I would just argue to argue and win arguments, and that's a bunch of horse crap. That doesn't help anyone. That doesn't help anything. I've been reevaluating a lot of stuff. Finally, the brain's clear. I've been doing enough exercise to keep all my fluids moving in my body, and I'm telling you, I've never ever felt better in my entire life that I know of than I have for this last year. And it's so wonderful to be able to kind of meet and greet, and I'm gonna print out a Lona. It's probably going to be 1 meter by 2 meters, showing fat moi and showing, plus, I guess I don't need to show moi because I'm here, right? And, having crowds gather and giving away my diet. The proper human diet. It's not mine. It's been with humanity for 250,000 years. And I'm learning even more. Oh, such sinister people, such big money, such big money. And it turns out that some of the anti-meat sentiment that I learned about actually began around 1907, around a religious cult. You can call it a religion if you want. Some people call it Protestant. If the best word I could call it is restorationist. I'm not going to mention the name. It doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a couple of names of some of the big money people back then, and you can look all this information up yourself. But a cult is what it is, and the first thing they have to do. Now these people may very well have thought this is how you're supposed to do this because it helped me. right? And I would be just as guilty, wouldn't I? This diet helped me. Would it help you? I don't know. But I'm not attaching it to salvation. All right, there's a difference. Whether you decide to eat meat, or you decide to eat veg, or you decide to go keto or carnivore or ketovore or low carb, high fat, or continue eating the standard American diet, which is, the acronym is SAD. I'm not claiming that you're going to go to heaven or hell if you do or don't. All right, but these people did tie this into their little cult, and I'm just not being nice anymore. If I have to be polemic, then so be it. And anyone who wants to argue with me online, live, I'm very, very happy to accommodate you. Absolutely. You know what? No money, just bring your brain and bring your mouth. And we'll chat. I'll be as fair to you as, say, Rogan and some of these other guys. It would be fun to just interview you and find out how people do this. So the names I want you to look up would be Kellogg, White, and Post. Two you may remember from a company that deals in breakfast goods. They happen to be brand names now, but they were named after human beings. Matter of fact, the one bloke I found on Wiki, this Kellogg person, was a eugenist. Look that up. Wow. That irritates me. So when people decide that ideologically you have to eat a certain way in order for God to put his little stamp on you, I'm going to be in your face. Okay? Especially because there's no science in that. None. But there's an awful lot of money, politicians, and fake people behind all of this, including a humongous cult. Cult, like Satan's spawn. All right? So, I wonder if I'm going to get a strike on this video, but it's worth it. Okay? My boy Jesus knows. I speak from the heart. And my beautiful mother Mary knows that I care for human beings. I make no money on it. Don't want any money. I just want people to live as pain-free and as healthily as possible. So, that's it. It's 4:30. I obviously, I broke my fast a little early today, a little after 10, ate 2 hard-boiled eggs, went and got a quesadilla. And I asked her, she said, I asked how much masa she uses to make her quesadillas. I mean, they're a humongous corn tortilla. She said about 100 grams. So I put down 60 grams of carbs. But I had some extra chicken. So I sliced up some onions, I sauteed that in some butter till part of them went a little caramelization, a little black. And then I added apple cider vinegar, and at the end I added a little bit of cream and some salt and pepper. And then I put my already baked chicken, which was quite well seasoned, in that. Oh, wow. Of course, I had the 2 hard-boiled eggs in the morning. I just had a 5 scrambled egg. I had 5 scrambled eggs. With some cheese, Gouda and American cheese, and a little bit of Frank's hot sauce. And so that's what I had today. Oh, and then, of course, I made my ice cream. Again, you guys can look up the carbs on this if you want. 440 grams of light whipping cream, which is about 30% fat. A stick of butter, 90 grams. And 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and cinnamon to taste. So essentially it became vanilla ice cream. And I had 3/4 of a cup. Now it's esponja, right? Because spongy, because it's technically a frozen mousse. But heck, if I didn't tell you it was an ice cream, you wouldn't have known. All right, so a little long video here, but I am really, really starting to know what I don't know. And then, of course, it'll lead me to more doors and gates that I haven't even a clue what I'm going to find when I pass through them. It saddens me. It saddens me that people... Now, if Kellogg, Post, and White were in their hearts ardently believing that this was how to save human beings, then of course I have no choice but to bless them. But if ever they sold out, because I know they were at the same time as Dr. Salisbury, and you can look him up. And he actually did science. He was not an ideologue. He actually cut up pigs to figure out how all this worked and why. But we gave him up, and we picked these other bozos, and they're a ridiculous vegetarian, vegan, complex carbohydrate, grain, nonsense diet. Hey, if I had to sell cereal, I personally, if I knew that my cereal was killing people, I would resign from the company or try to pull it off the market. But I'm not everyone. Matter of fact, I'm extremely rare there. Especially after I saw the last 2 years. I've seen a lot of people who told me a lot of very interesting stories, tried to sell me on how much character they have, and they failed. And I'm proud of myself. I didn't fail. Cool. All right, so maybe the next video will be a little less dogmatic and a little less snarky, a little less sarcastic, a little less polemic. But we'll see. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. At least where I'm at, having almost completed 2 days short of 1 year doing this proper human diet. We'll talk soon, guys. Bye.